I'm here with my friend Dr. Barry Lieberman. He's a doctor of chiropractic, and I've known Barry since I've been in Los Angeles since 1994. Barry, how long have you been a doctor of chiropractic?
Oh, I've been a doctor of chiropractic for just about 20 years now. I became a chiropractor because I thought I could help people make a difference in their lives,
Right.
help people to regain their health.
Right. And did you know anything about chiropractic before you got into it?
Only my experience, which was great. I had an experience with this neck pain that had persisted for 4 days without any relenting, and I went to a chiropractor, and it was an amazing result. It was so amazing that I thought, wow, this is something that I could incorporate into my life. And I decided to follow up on that. And my chiropractor from New York, he became a coach of mine, and he invited me back, and it was really quite a good relationship. And from there, I decided to pursue my career as a doctor of chiropractic.
How old were you when you first went to see a chiropractor?
When I first went to see a chiropractor, I was, I think I was about 21.
Okay.
Maybe 22, 23. It's one of the...
Right, in your early 20s.
Early 20s. The first chiropractor I went to, the things that he said really made sense to me. And I saw the relationship between the nervous system and the rest of the body and how that can influence health. And that's what really inspired me to go this route.
What were some of the things that he said to you that really made sense to you?
Well, the nervous system is the central controlling system of the body.
Right.
If that system is irritated at all, everything else will follow that. So oftentimes in medicine, it's unfortunate, but the focus is on the symptom, which is at the end of the chain. Let's say we have a row of dominoes. The first one that falls is the one that causes the last one to fall. But in medicine, oftentimes the last one is the one we're looking at. That's really the premise of many medications. So in chiropractic, we're looking more at the first domino, or at least the second. That's where we can make the biggest difference in somebody's life.
So how long is chiropractic school?
It's a 5-year program. We go to school all year round, so we complete that 5-year academic program in about 3.5 years. Some people are not able to do that, so it will take them more like 4 or 5 years. But the majority of chiropractic students will do this rigorous all year round 10-day vacation between trimester schedule, and then we can complete it in 3.5 years.
Right. And so what sort of credentialing do you have to keep up to be a chiropractor? Are there any rules or laws?
Oh yeah, well after it is a licensed profession. As a matter of fact, the third largest health delivery system in the world. Right. First is medicine, and second is dentistry, and then chiropractic. Well, yes, there are plenty of rules and regulations. First, there's all the testing that we have to go through in order to become eligible. We have to pass a state licensing exam, and then every year we have to maintain our license with continuing education. And that is on a yearly basis.
Right. So what kind of difference are you able to make in people's lives?
Well, the limits are almost limitless. The differences we can make in somebody's life can be from something that they experience day to day, or something that they've had for years. The basic health benefit that somebody can get from coming to see a chiropractor, depending on exactly what is the focus, it's really limitless. So for example, somebody can come to me and they have neck pain, and along with the neck pain they have other symptoms. And these other symptoms actually have been around for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, but they've kind of learned to live with that and restrict their life in order to manage that. And then they come in with neck pain, and we find that this neck pain is just, well, a further domino in the line of dominoes. So we correct the neck pain, and then these other things start clearing up, and they think, well, I was already used to that. I was already holding back my living, my lifestyle, and here they're all of a sudden able to do this again, right? Why? Well, because we're looking more at the process. Where the process of the problem, where did the problem come from? If the problem is coming from an irritation in the nervous system, well, that's what we have to address. If the problem is being handled by stopping the symptom, which is basically getting in the way of the brain and the body, well, that's temporary, and it's not really making any lasting change.
Right, right. What are the typical lengths of treatment? I mean, why can't you just crack someone's back once and be done with it? Why do they have to keep coming back?
Well, that's interesting. It's kind of like saying, well, I went to the dentist and I got my teeth cleaned, so what do I need my teeth cleaned?
Okay, but you have to see a dentist twice a year, so normally you have to go to chiropractors every week, don't you?
Well, this is it really varies according to what level of care you're needing. So when somebody first comes in, usually we'll need a higher frequency of care. So somebody will come in once a week, for example. And as they progress, and as their body actually improves, then they don't need to come in as often, and they can start cutting down to every other week, and then eventually every month.
How often do you get an adjustment?
Well, when I'm good to myself, I'll get an adjustment about every 2 weeks. Yeah.
See, you're addicted. You're an addict.
Well, it's funny. Addiction is usually thought of as in a negative way. So if it were something negative, something that were depleting the body or breaking down the body, then we would say, oh, that's an addiction. But is it an addiction to eat foods that are good for you? Well, some people say, well, you're a health food nut, right? Well, it's also health promoting, so it's not a negative thing. So if there is such thing as a positive addiction, well, why not? People exercise because they want to feel better. People go to a doctor of chiropractic on a regular basis because they want to feel better.
Now, I think this is a pretty common experience. You get an adjustment, you feel great for like 24 hours or so, and then things start, your back was fine and your neck was fine, and then like 24, 48 hours, things start getting tight and sore, and you're dying to go back for another adjustment, and it's like a cycle of violence.
Okay. Now what you described is somebody who is in the initial stage of their care. And this is a normal process because our bodies got used to being out of whack. So out of whack is a really unscientific term. Let's say that the body got used to compensation. So at the beginning of care, yeah, it will only last 24 hours, 48 hours, even a little bit longer. Now the key is to really see, is there something else that's making this come back around? So we could make a correction, and if that is happening, and it happens over and over, so we want to look at, is there another avenue we have to look at which could be causing the cause? Mm-hmm. Causing the cause, people are like, what are you talking about, causing the cause? There can only be one cause. Well, no. There are many causes. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why my website is called Whole Body Cures, is because we're looking at